morning to the other side of the world, good afternoon to the other side of the world, and good evening to the other side of the world. Welcome back to your favorite online talk show. I am Kaddija, your host. And today we're going to talk about a very important topic. I know I'm fond of saying this all the time when we start the program, but of course, this topic of discussion is very vital. And yes, I'm going to invite youths of the Gambians today to sit with me today on this platform to discuss this vital topic, which is political system in the Gambia. And I would like to seize this opportunity to congratulate our boys, our Scorpion, of course. They really made us proud yesterday. So thank you guys so much, and we are supporting you guys. We're also proud of you. We'll take our first break and be right back. Thank you. Welcome back. So, how do you guys feel on Thursday about the match?
Yes, I think this is the most historic and the most happiest moment as for me as far as I'm concerned, and equally I know as far as Gambian people are concerned, because this is long overdue. Since I was young, the time was Suri and all those things, we have been singing Ole, 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 and anticipation for the Gambian flag to be raised in the international standard. And we talk about international standard in football, we are talking about the AFCON, African Cup of Nations, the World Cup, and all those things. So yesterday, 25th March, I think now is going to be a national day in this country, because history was made, and it was made with happiness, with joy, with peace, love. You can see the unity. I was personally was at the stadium.
Yeah, I was told that
celebrating
with them.
Yeah.
So, you two, how do you feel on Thursday too?
I was so happy yesterday, and I was expecting a public holiday today.
Exactly. Yes.
History has been made. Yeah, we've been longing for this, and then it finally comes. God has answered our prayers. To be very thankful to God, we should have declared public holiday today to celebrate. Yeah, but all the same, yeah, from celebration we get back to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much. So I think it's a very good opportunity for us to seize this and to congratulate our boys because on Thursday they really made us proud.
Yeah.
So before we start the program, so I would just like you guys to introduce yourself. So I'll start on my left side. This time I'm gonna change.
You're gonna change the thing.
Yes, I always start on my right side, but today I'll start on my left side.
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon once again. This is Useno Gambia, and the brother, and the cousin, and uncle to every Gambian again. So representing the flag of Gambia, the campaign, and all those things. Though I'm Useno everywhere, you see me everywhere in this country. So it's good to be here to see an amazing sisters doing amazing work to make sure that what the young people have, what need to discuss as a country, as a nation, as a continent, is out there. People to take and think and analyze and at least put our voices together for a better Gambia, for national development. So it's good to be here.
Thank you so much, Hussein, and you're welcome on this platform. And now we move on my right side. Welcome to this platform.
Thank you very much, Kaddija. A cup of tea. Kaddija. This is my second time. I am in Joe.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joe, for being on this platform too. So remember, today our topic of discussion is political system in the Gambia. And I know you guys are youths of this country, beautiful nation, of course, and you guys are into politics. And I know youths they contribute a lot. They play a very important role in this country. So it is very important for me, or the cup of tea, Kaddija, invite youth of today or youth of tomorrow, of course, because we are the leader of tomorrow, so to talk about this important topic. Now, my first question that I want to ask you guys is, what do you guys understand from the term politics?
When you talk about politics, for me, it should be development. When you talk about politics, for me, that's genuine politics. I mean, it's to talk about nationalism. When you talk about politics, it's talk about coming together, putting policies, programs, and ideas together, put our views together. Of course, to move the nation or to move the land for the best interest of everyone. But sadly, because of the nature of politics, the way we play our politics, instead of playing it in the most genuine way, the most rightful way for the best interest of the nation or the world and all those things, so a lot of external issues coming in politics that make it so dirty and so unfortunate. I can tell you the real fact is, as far as the Gambia is concerned, the political environment, the political media is so fortunate, so unhygienic. Yeah, that's my way.
Thank you so much, Hussein, for that. And if we don't, you too, can you tell us what do you
Yeah,
understand?
when you say the term politics, or what I understand, I will just define politics itself. Because politics has a meaning, and there's something that brought that word into existence or into being. Politics means the activities of the government and political parties and politicians. It is also the process of making decisions. In making of decisions, this is what brings in different ideas from different individuals and different groups. Those different ideas is what give rise to political parties. And each political party is also headed by a politician, a political leader. And there is something that is expected from that political leader. It's statesmanship, honesty and integrity. So you are a face between the party and the representative between the party and the people, the general public. So there is some qualities that is expected from you in making decisions, having visions, trying to actualize those visions to make sure that you realize success. But that success should be based on the long-term plans for the betterment of the country, which should overshadow your own personal gains in the long run. So politics is all about making decisions about how to steer the affairs of a country. So this is how I see politics. And as the things unfold, we will talk about the political atmosphere in the Gambia. In our own point of view, we are not saying what we're saying is the right thing. But I know the political system in the Gambia is somehow critical.
Yeah, well said, Mr. Joe. And I think, Hussein, I mean, all these political parties, the one thing that they are missing or what they are lacking is that their focus should be the Gambia and the nation. So, what is your own point of view to on what
Yeah, I think I concur with what he said, and you see, that's why some of the things that I do and the team, the flower guy and the team do is patriotism. I think patriotism is the key to any development. So, a nation, a politician, or a leader without a sense of patriotism, you don't expect that nation to move forward. For instance, the political party leaders have a very big responsibility. I will agree with him, like, aside from looking for the seat, I think every party should need an action plan, an activity plan that before the end of this year, this and this project or this and this so and so, that's what I should implement for the people of the Gambia. In that, people know that this is a political party that's very consistent, this is a political party that has a vision, this is a political party that has the interest of the people, but it's not a political party that waits till election is coming nearer and we start knocking the people's doors and all those things. So the issue is all about they have a responsibility because most of the people, thousands of people are eyeing on you. They are all looking at you. They are all following you. They are all, what you do, they think that's right. Even if you do wrong, for them it's right. But even if you do right, for them it's right. So they have a big role to play. And one thing I'll point out for this political party, and I keep speaking, is to be flag bearers of your own self. You know, the flag bearer doesn't mean like, to be leaders of your own self, to be president of your own political party. When you say to be president of your own political party, it means you have to be responsible. You have to take that initiative of giving back to the people. For me, I don't take any politician seriously. If you have this intention of coming for the next election and you start going to rural Gambia, I see you, and I say you are not serious. Before coming back to people, before having that intention of the seat, we want to see you doing some things. We want to see you giving back to the people. We want to see that sense of patriotism, that sense of Gambianism in you, that unity, that bringing Gambians, that's the interest of Gambia, showing in Gambia first. We want to see them you. And I can tell you, any political party being an opposition or a leader party, if you don't have this sense of patriotism, this sense of Gambia in you, even if you come to leadership, you're going to have to face the same problem because the mindset of people should change before the country can change. And political parties have thousands of political leaders, have thousands of people behind you. So if you try to change the mindset of those people and see the Gambia instead of your party alone, you will see I change my party, he changed his party, she changed her party. At the end of the day, the whole Gambia is changing. If God willing, you become a president next president or anytime, you find development very easy because people will gather together. What we see right now is so disturbing, and party leaders, to me, they are not doing much to address it. Personally, I follow Gambian issues so much, I follow Gambian politics so much. I can sit 2 hours tonight just to know what is happening in Gambia because we see ourselves as problem solvers. To talk to people about the Gambianism, how we should be together, how we should do our politics. You see different audios, very harsh audios, very troubled audios, and I feel like political party leaders are saying it, they are hearing it. But what mechanism, what measures do you put in place to discipline your people, to direct your people, to lead your people to that sense of Gambianism, to that sense of togetherness, to that sense of patriotism? That's something that our party leaders should work on very well, promote Gambia, promote the change of things. Okay, you are supporting me, but if you do this and it's not the interest of the Gambia, then that means you don't love my party. Because you are tarnishing the image of the Gambia. If you tarnish the image of the Gambia, you are tarnishing the image of my party. So you are not a member of my party. Discipline your members, sack them, punish them. Let every Gambian know that he is punished or she is punished because he doesn't have the interest of the Gambia. Instead, you use it only backing on a political party against people, attack people, and all those things. So let me just pause there because I have a lot to talk about.
And I think the idea is to, just like Mr. Joe has said already, like we have to work hand in hand.
Exactly.
Because having like another, political party, that doesn't mean that you don't see the other party as your enemy or as a threat to you. Because, but just like the focus should be the Gambia, the nation. So let them work hand in hand. So that brings me to my next question is, how do you guys see the political system in the Gambia? Is it a modern political system that we're using in the Gambia, or what do you guys think?
Okay, should I go?
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I have not seen anything changing.
Yeah.
In that perspective, sometimes I even look at us young people and I think that we are also failing the younger generation coming in. If care is not taken, the younger generation coming will blame us the way we used to blame our people. Because the nature of Gambian politics, to be frank, everyone is ancestral is about whom you know, whom you are related to, whom you are, even in the tribal line, who is from your particular religion. You say, if I'm Hussein, all of you will say, if I stand on the president aspire, all of you will start saying Hussein is our Hussein. If you also start saying Kaddija is our Kaddija. So everyone is looking at that was a trend that was happening. So when this young generation of young people coming up, of course with the development of education, with the development of technology, you expect that mindset to be changed. For people to not to think, because my father, dama judu rek ma fekk suma ko ci parti bi man fofu la wara toppa o dama judu rek suñ deka parti sanga mo fi am doole parti bobu la bokk. I think we need a new generation, a new way of thinking, like which political party is having policies that are in line with our core values, that are in line with that development. Which political party is actively involved in citizenship. When you talk about citizenship, putting the Gambia forward, reaching out to people, knowing the problem of people, willing to do. It's not really about knowledge, but it's about determination, commitment, and who is willing to lead the people. So because we should analyze on that line, and we said who should we vote for, okay? But not like, okay, our compound is known for this party, then I'm in this party. So that mindset is still happening, and I'm seeing young people expect that we should change that mindset, though it is coming, it's a gradual process. But the way I'm aspirating to see it is not the way I'm seeing it, because I even have friends who are educated, young people, and they follow a political because we are closer to the political party. I say, well, this is the same thing that I work for as well. So we need to change the narrative. The Gambia is what we have. Follow the interests of the Gambia. Follow a visionary leader. Together we make this country.
Thank you so much for saying this. What is your also
from what he said? I see blaming the youth too. We should blame ourselves because we should not allow politicians to use us for their own benefits. At the end of the day, nothing will turn us on our way, nothing positive. If they cannot impact and say positively our lives, there is no way we following them shouting. Like he said, the government is intoxicated with private politics. It's a problem now because let's say the fact and die once and for all.
Exactly.
Because this is the Gambia and it belongs to all of us.
Yes.
The Gambia, the Gambia flag is not the flag for any tribe. It's not the one of the same, the fullest in the acres. So, and I think there is no political party that is being established on tribal, for tribalism.
Exactly.
So, if tribalism has to divide us, I see no future. You're asking us whether it's the political system has changed. Is it a modern one or I said it's a primitive one because what we know before, it is the same thing that is here. Gambia have one of the best natural resources is peace, and instead of translating that into building our country, we turn it into violence by doing what? Castigating one another, insulting one another, okay? We don't believe in what is called diversity, okay? We cannot all be in one political party. Today, when we are not satisfied with a ruling government, instead of exercising our rights, okay, because the Gambia is a sovereign country, if you want to unseat the president, election is coming.
mbokk yi di leen fàttali ne rek yéen a ngi seetaan ak Cup of Tea si kër gi ak Kaddija waaye duñ def dara lu jël tea break again ñu ñëwaat dem seetaan ñi nga xamante ne tam interview nañ leen si li nga xamante mooy suñu topic of discussion mooy political system ñu dem ak ñëwaat ak yéen incha allah. Hello sir, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Can you please tell us your name and what do you do?
I am Amadou Kamara, the Vice President of Gambia College Students Union 2021 Executive Council.
Thank you so much, Amadou. So we are from a Cup of Tea Kaddija. So today we made a visit to the Gambian College to ask the youths about our topic of discussion, which is political system in the Gambia. So our first question to be asked is, what do you think is the main cause of political violence in this country too?
The number one causes of political violence is the ethnic census that the Gambians venture themselves to. That is the tribalism aspect of it. You understand? So that is the number one thing that has to do with political violence in this country. And the other thing is tolerance. In our political system, we do not tolerate each other after I support NPP, I support the UDP, I support the APRC. We do not tolerate those things. Because I support NPP or because I support UDP, I expect you to support NPP or PPP or whatever party that I support. So the tolerance is not there.
That's very right, Amadou. So thank you so much. I would just want you to just tell Gambians out there who are watching you right now, because when we say Gambia now is a democrat country, people like me who are not so much into politics, they will say democracy means freedom of speech. So what do you have to say to Gambians out there? What is democracy in general?
The political leaders, like in 2016, the way this democracy concept and ideology was introduced to the Gambians was the main contributing factor. Like somebody would jump up and say, in fact, sign democracy never carry. So now this word, leading democracy, this is what is disturbing the average Gambian. You understand? Because what he thought was before 2016 and after 2016, his way of seeing what is democracy is totally not what democracy is actually preaching. Because the average Gambian thinks that when we talk about democracy, it means you could say anything that you feel like they will say, what's a halal? But in as much as we are free to say what's a halal, it's your right to swing up your hand, but it is never your right to swing your hand and slap me. You think you are exercising your democratic right, and now you are violating my democratic right too. So you see, so the Gambians don't actually understand what is democracy.
Hello sir, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine.
Can you please tell us your name and what do you do?
Yes, my name is Lamin El Dabo, pursuing advanced diploma in education secondary, major in business management and commerce.
Thank you so much. So we are from a Cup of Tea Kaddija. So today we're going around to ask people pertaining to our topic of discussion, which is political system in the Gambia. So we would like you to tell us, how will you analyze the political system in the Gambia today?
Thank you so much for asking this pertinent question. Looking at the political situation of the country is at a very fascinating stage and also at a crossroad, because currently in analyzing the political situation is in a win-win situation, whereby different political parties are coming up with different ideological and moral principles governing their operations, with the aim of convincing the masses in order to be voted into power come December 4, 2021.
Thank you so much, Lamin. So the next question is, what do you think is the main cause of the political violence in the Gambia as today?
To me, the cause of political violence in this country is in different point of view, or there are numerous factors. First is the illiteracy rate, and then the second one has to do with the political leaders, and then the third one has to do with our personality. For a start, looking at our political leaders are the people who should lead by an example. Actually, if you lead by an example, there will be nothing like political tension among or between political parties. So if that's the only, if in this case, our political leaders, more so, who are not acquainted with political principles, are the cause of political violence in our country. The other one has to do with personality. That is, to be in support of a particular political party based on friendship, to be in support of a political party based on family relation or what. Politics is beyond that. Politics has to do with national development, and if that's the only, if in this situation, everything should be supported based on the future of the country, which should be analyzed based on the party agenda.
Thank you so much. This is very clear. So, as I quote, people tend to say this statement that we are in a democracy country, so we can do whatever we want. So, how will you perceive that statement from the Gambians, or some of them who used to say that?
Yeah, I think there is a misinformation that's in the hearts and minds of the citizens of the country. Democracy has nothing to do with going out and insulting people. When we talk about democracy, in fact, it has a fundamental principle, that's freedom of speech, but based on what we call constructive reasoning. Democracy doesn't pave the room for you to go and insult a particular leader. Democracy does not pave the way for you to go and attack an individual who is not in line with your political agenda. So therefore, I believe what is the most important, and Gambians need to understand, that democracy has to do with certain principles, that freedom of speech, and also to exercise your constitutional right by holding the people in position accountable, by putting to them either in a formal way or in an informal way, but based on truth. Let it not be based on normative statements. Let it be based on positive statements for the betterment of the country.
Thank you so much, Lamin. And you have already at least point out the main cause of the violence in the Gambia here. So what do you think is the solution to reduce all this violence in the political system of the Gambia?
Thank you for that question too. In order to reduce tensions as far as politics is concerned in a country, as I said, politics means national development. Politics does not mean attacking a particular tribe. Politics doesn't mean attacking your opponents. It means selling good agenda. Also coming up with ideological and moral ideas that will contribute to the development of the country. In order to, in fact, I think in order to control all these problems, there should be massive sensitization on media, being radio or television, putting to people, despite whatsoever difference, even just put to them that even a wife can be in support of a particular political party when the husband is not in support. But what is important is to live in a positive environment that will create room all of you to come up with divergent views, and also to agree on something that will develop you yourself, the family, the future of the country, and also the country itself.
Thank you so much, Lamia.
Welcome back. Ousseynou ak Ibu Diaw ñun ñoo àndandoo seetaan li nga xamante ne interview bu mu defoon ak youth si gis ngeen lu ñu wax te wax nañ loo xamante ne ñoom ñaar yëpp ki nga xamante mooy Amadou ak Lamine Dabo dina jërë ngeen jëfee tamit seen contribution bi tamit ñoom tamit gis naa ne wax nañ li nga xamante ne mooy cause of political violence tamit si nation bi so bëgg naa ñu tam ngeen wax ma what do you guys understand by this comme lu ñu jógee seetaan from Amadou ak Lamine.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I have to give credit to them. Ahmad and Lamin, they actually said something that is so Gambian because, and as I said, the political nature of this country, even a blind can understand what is happening. So I can point out from what they said, they made mention of tribalism. We can all attest to the fact that tribal politics is one of the key issues that is destabilizing this country. Tribalism is something that we take from home and inculcate in our political system. We are in a way that, because of rules, because of rules, people even if they go politicians, same programs, same policy. You know, we have politician, fan la jógee, si kan la jógee, ban tribe la nekk. So funnily, you can remember how we talk es. There was a whole from month maybe in like one tribe la, no Poland, so I was like, is that even important for people to talk about it? So with that concept, you can all see how they relate tribes to politics. One of us again, and the one and like Gambia, so you get in region. For the gay, for like brand and like APRC. Kia rek ñu ne UDP bari bu ñu ne Corona fii ñu ne Aliou Salon. So people even don't stop at the tribal level, but they go pass up to regional level on world level. After the second factor, that is them seeing gathering. Doo bëgg a wane yow foo jógee because you feel threatened like mas ma wane ne fii laa jógee. I'm so insecure that because they don't have ñii la mel te Gambia I don't understand ñu dañ dangay school bañ nit just simply because tribe la nekk. Because of tribe, we are calling up politics. Because politics and tribe is the most sensitive things that can go on the country. So, through history, Rwanda is genotype, tribe more cause. So in a tribe, that sensitive thing, when you go to politics, that sensitive, sensitive things, we are boiling together, and we are not talking about it. We are not advocating for stop. We just a politic of ideas and ideologies rather than a politic of tribe and all those things. So our country, the peace and security of the country is at stake. It can just spark anytime. So tribal politics is happening in Gambia. So personally, as young people, we call on every Gambian to say no to tribalism, especially when it comes to politics. This was the guy that before, in fact, politics before, same politics with more conducive, more than you should time because that time. You hardly this new tribalism politics. According to what we have gathered as young people before, there is a particular region where party sangam tribe sangam of bari. Why say election day, party sangam one little tribe or more at the am a highest vote for they been for. So the family that before they were having tribalism within themselves, but they don't inculcate it in politics. So the tribal politics is just a new dimension of political business. People have like destabilize our own thing, and right now I think all politicians have a role to play. I was like some time ago, we came with a video, the Flower Gambia video, whereas we tried to highlight, showcase to speak for one Gambia, togetherness and all those things, to discredit tribalism, to see the nation first, to understand, make people understand that wow, I'm a political, this is a political. Ku nekk am na sa droit am na sa droit choose fu la nekk waaye loolu mënul nekk kii su choose fii kii choose fii da ngeen nekk moom understand kii nii la moo xalaatee yow nii nga xalaatee seen xalaat yi make sure that yow nga learn from the best part of him moom nga learn from the best part of ngeen sharing ideas yi ngeen dem because gars at that time because of tribal politics léegi suñu like how do they call it joking relationship kale it's fading out because of politics then you see the way the Jolas and the Flash Seal, Jola, the people from this region, Kiam, Jara, and all those things. Now, because of politics, tribal politics is taking the trend that our cultural values of this dual relations with school. And those were the foundation of our peace. The more that we don't live harmoniously. But we can still bring them back. If we are said, let's understand that if Hussein is in party A, respect me on my decision, respect me on my opinion. If you want me to come to your party, explain to me, tell me your policies, programs, and how you bring me. But if you see Hussein in party A, you don't like that, you start criticizing Hussein, you start saying bad Hussein, you are even making Hussein to run away from you. So he will fire back. So that firing back is so disturbing. So these are some of the things that is really threatening us. But this election coming, if all politicians want, we can stop this. As we are saying, politicians in your own body. People don't let you go. Soon they get that, don't let them talk. Like, can you imagine, politicians are making a short video with your phone to say, could make us more party, but they have a very tribe, a very leader, if those trends continue, everyone will discipline ourselves. So we have to start with the politicians as they are very leaders of their party, then it goes to all of us, and the government of course have a bigger role to play in talking about tribalism and all those things. So God made us in tribes so that we recognize each other. You start to say that, but the same is us who are in there. So I think that's
aussi lu wax bi leer na leen comme ni ko ñëpp xam nañ ne comme tribalism moom moo nekk loo xamante ne mooy indi ngiroo ngaayoo bi si li nga xamante ne mooy si political system de Gambia. Had that been said, léegi Mr. Jaw, yow ndax léegi what do you see? Is it late that youths of the Gambia ñu ngi doon dugg si li nga xamante ne politique because suñu seetoon history back you see war nañu indi di yëngu lu bëri tamit si politique. What do you think that dafa late si pour ñoom ñu dugg si li nga xamante ne mooy politique?
No, it's still not late. You see, comme lu ñu wax ñoo constitute 60% of population of the Gambia. Te ñoom they are the working people. Ñoom they are the most productive group in the population of the Gambia. So ñoom pour ñu dugg si politique it's never too late. Maybe dafa am lu tax time boobu noonu mu ngi si mën a dugg. Man I can vividly remember benn presidential election maa ngi woon si provinces bi suñu dëkk foofu noonu. Pour small bear mu dem represent nekk an agent si for political party ñu ko waxoon maanaam yéen ay ndaw ngeen ndaw du nekk opposition te loolu gis nga opposition bu ma ko waxee man moomu ma waaye dana ko ne tey soo demee foofu noonu nga liggéey ko di time election bi benn $500 am na loolu la mën a defal tey kooku fi ñaan mooy la ne xale bu ndaw bi fi ñaan naan nga you go and do it that doesn't mean ne maanaam lu ñu la wax mooy yaa ngi ndaw ba bunti liggéey nga nekk dañ foog ne comme if you oppose the ruling government rek yow waruloo nekk doo mun a am liggéey wala li nga bëgg a si Gambia bi doo ko am so loolu mentalité boobu noonu moo ragal woon yu si bëri waaye again bu ñu ñëwee xam nga ñu am ay youth dispensation tamit you si the involvement in politics but now dafa mel ni ñu leen a nax si biir politics bi because tey da ngaa gis ne comme lu ko suma waa ji waxee rek Ousseynou ñu ñoo divided into tribal lines. Ñu ñoo divided into tribal lines is léegi ne public yi dañ koo def waaye ñoom suñ toogee ak ñun processus seen boppam dañoo wax yoo xam ne yenn tribal remarks yoo xam ne ni tey man damaa jël loolu noonu rosaan nga fii doo foog ma ne Gambia dina musa dem ba nga xam ne dañoo am a fuller government ok a Wolof government or a Mandinka government comme loolu nag mënut a nekk why not we live as Gambians dafa am benn politicien bu ñu musa interview never, what tribe are you in Gambia? What is more nationalist than that? So if you get political leadership, how why so if political leadership non len ben? Masala. Say comme no ko in the official language name Gambia dafa ndaw. Masala am ñu bari yo xamne xaju ci. And it is very easy to develop. Gambia dañ wara xam time campaign, time politics ak time liggéey. Mënuñoo ku nekk ñu tasaaroo ku nekk dem ci respective parties ku nekk nga dem si Gambien bi expliqué na ko ne man dénk ma sa réew dénk ma sa kàddu at the end of the day nii laay liggéeyee su fekkee ne moom loolu doy na ko mënu leen ne waaw jox naa la suma kàddu jox naa la suma réew liggéeyal ma su dee nag gis na ne you are not satisfied with that there's a way pour nga génnee ko fa demal nga sànni su fekkee di ba yëpp people you are not satisfied with what you are doing dañ la vote out yow tam nga génne peacefully xam ne dañ ma dénkoon seen alal jëlaat leen ko ma toog si jaama liggéey ñëwaat sa support yi nga xam ne moom la gars yi dénk affaire bi. parce que produit fu nekk am even ak owu sax boobu mun naa def loo xam ne nii léegi nga wut ak yow sa gis nga wan ko ne ko lii laa bëgg ñu defee léegi li ngay defee nii la moo mujjee parce que yàlla ngeen waxtaan si loolu am problème wala mën na am little conflict parce que moom gisagul yow fi koy waxee waaye nag kon lu des tey produit war na tax ñun ñuy dugal into each other's private life ba dem di comme maanaam state suñu sax ba koo wax. on sait que déggoon naa bi politicien ñu fi kii yu bëri. yoo xam ne nii ak si benn tëddee daf mujjee people get xam nga vindicated dañ ne li ñu wax si moom du dëgg te loolu ban impact la mën a am ci our economic development. on sait so politics léegi dafa war a toll foo xam ne nii tey fu mu toll positivity man dama gëm ne yu si ñoo ko war a toll ne du mooy political leader bi nga xam ne nii you come with negativity. on sait so the most important thing wala the most important role towards national development youth si ñoo ko play. Let them unite as one as Gambians. on sait let them that unity should be based on national interest. on sait comme kii yoo xëy na ko rek da ngaa def si yenn place yoo xam ne you don't feel secure. You don't want to say your show name or your name or where you come from. At the end of the day, you are thinking that these people are not being neutral because of how much party village man. Regardless, fast enough.
It's very unhygienic.
jërëjëf fan naa leer na nañ naaw rek teem la pour use si léegi change the concept ñoom tamit dugal si li nga xamante mooy politique ndax comme loolu ko waxee politique is not like people always dañ ko dee gisee as loo xamante ne c'est bad thing waaw daf la jox bad reputation wala day jox ñu bëri noonu lañ ko dee gisee waaye wees na si loolu politique comme métier la rek parce que danga si nekk ngir njëriñ li nga xamante mooy sa réew loolu moo tax ñu di dugal si politique loolu tamit bëgg naa tamit ngeen wax ma discretion or man suma gis-gis wala suma definition parce que xam naa ne ñi nga xamante ñeneen ñi ngi seetaan sama dëgg obviously ñu leen dee divide li nga xamante mooy démocratie bi ñu déggee ne naam Gambia is a democracy state ñu bëri ñu ngi wax ne that is a freedom of speech which means the Gambia ni ku la neex lu la neex ngay wax yéen lan ngeen gisee
democracy, I can tell you, there's a very big misconception of democracy in the Gambia, especially in this current situation. But I think democracies give rights and equally show you your responsibilities.
Sure.
But the issue problem if you we take to concentrate more on our rights, my right. The responsibility part is we forgot about it. And our democracy also focuses more on human rights. Understand? I was thinking so much of that, but I think it's high time we also have advocacy for human responsibility. As we have human rights group, we have human responsibility group, because the rights have to go with responsibility.
Yes.
But if you're talking to me about the freedom of speech, it's good. But you should explain to people, if we say you have freedom of speech, but what should you see and what should you say? That's also should be clear to people, right? That's why young people will feel like, okay, I have the right to go and say whatever I like, even to burn down a national building or to burn down the state in the name of democracy and all those things. So the mindset of the issue of democracy with regards to the latest development and what we are, our current situation, we need to revitalize it, how we explain it, how we talk to people about democracy. Everybody goes with responsibility. Yes, every child has the right to sit in the class or not, but you also have the responsibility not to disturb in class. If not, the teacher will send you home. But if you just send you home, they will say you have denied the child his or her right to education. But if you have to tell the child, it's your responsibility too. So they may school, they child, and they will not work, disturb the class, so those are some of the things that are the discussion we have. But after all, democracy is a good system, whereas because it's all about the voice of the people. But in that voice of the people, but how we do it, let's think, I'm going to go explain. Okay, the voice of the people is, you come with your opinion, say this, I come with my opinion, say it, she come with her opinion. I don't know you said, because democracy sometimes to me, it goes with majority. Sometimes majority is not right. You can see a minority group advocating for something that is more visible than what the majority is advocating. Right? Okay, if 10 of us agree that, this is the time to do this, and one among us agree that no, disagree that we should do it this way, and 10 of us know that Kirunwa, more correct, but because of I think it's time that we look at the right corresponding responsibilities and also not only majority, but the vision, the ideas. Look at the content of the ideas of Kamuga, Joy, good ideas. That's banks back to one. Like even in politics, if you don't look at from don't look at that perspective, look at the right way and opposite. But in a nutshell, democracy is a system like if we don't base it more on modern way, because you also have to look at the cultural values. But so democracy, So as a cultural value, then it's also a problem. Okay, what fits in other countries cannot fit in your country. What is okay there cannot be okay here because our cultures, our norms and values are different. So let's bring down our democracies not to the Western level, but we can pin down to our own Gambian level and see what is feasible and more improving. That will bring back our peace, our unity, our coordination without any threat and all those things. So I think that's
Mr. Joe, do you have anything you can add?
Well, I'm talking about democracy. Comme you have a younger government, a democratic government, more government is for the people. So, come people will elect government regular as the citizens. They are exercising their right, come go out your hair, the responsibilities humble. They could contribute towards national development. National development, economically, politically, socially. Comme si ñëwee insecurity wise su fekkee ne yow da nga exercise sa right ba tax nga jël xeer di jam ki nga jam citizen like you te moom mu ko tax a nekk foofu noonu mu receive salary is to secure you. So in his security servicing yow si nga ko fekka nga bëgg a violate right in exercising your right which is very wrong. So the thing that is, you get arrest into one place, they are violating the people's rights. Okay? You are not violating, you are stepping over where your right stops. You won't know popular can for some door. Come here, you are humble suppose from door from him. You are violating someone's right, then you is your support. You're doing the right thing. Democracy does not teach us that. Don't teach more. It goes with responsibilities in exercising it. Come, I mean, one of the xam nga doomu aadama ñetti mbir moo la sàmm sa attitude understand your education ak your religion being it Christian being it Islam but tey soo exercise your democracy you have to check back yow war nga jiital sa jikko understand te nit ku nekk ci ku baax la ñëw pour si yow secondly sa education knowledge is light man dama wax ne if you are intellectual and you are peaceful, you are not
exactly.
No matter what documents you have.
Exactly.
You have to be a very peaceful person. You have to always be an advocacy for peace. So fake you are not xam-xam su la yaru rek amatul njëriñ. Foog nga jàngal yow bu nga xam ne yaa am xam-xam yaa war a jàngal citizen si wala Gambien si wala youth si lan mooy démocratie. Pure democracy mënut a indi violence.
Exactly. And sorry to add on that, the issue of the right people are talking about. For me, Gambia, the right that people should focus most and talk about those rights. We are not doing that. Yeah. We are just focusing more of political rights. We have this social right. The law says every government has the right to drinking water. Do you see people talking about right to drinking water? Go to rural Gambia. You have so many villages, which are there are like, when you talk about the rights, we have so many social rights and basic rights that people are enjoying. Those are the right to drinking water. It's so sad that you travel the entire part of the country, that's the rural Gambia. You see people are living for years without a tap in their community, trekking for a longer distance before they can access so many basic needs like hospital and other things. But we are not focusing on those rights, but we are more focused on the politics and all those things. So I think that's some of the things that it's lacking in our democracy. Today, if I should see a good protest in the Gambia, a good march in the Gambia, it's for all of us to mind that if the rural Gambians don't have electricity or don't have one today, all of us will shut their down, we go for a strike, Those are some of the things I want to see. Those are some of the democracy. Because the world talk about equality. So it's not equality there. Equality before the law, nobody is equal. We are here enjoying it. We have people, taxpayers, equal Gambians. They don't have the equal share of the cake, the national cake. So those are some of the things we should talk about our democracy and just localize it, not to westernize it, not to localize it and see the best interest of every Gambian and push it forward.
That's really right. But one day I was sitting with my colleagues. So one of my friends said, the government is not doing nothing. Then our lecturer also asked the person, who is the government? And then she responded and said, we the people. So she said, we the people are the government. So everything has to start with us. then it's also going to be controlled and handled by the government. So that will bring us to the last question that we for this program. So as the 2021 presidential election is fast approaching, you guys are getting ready for it. So what do you guys think that is the role of the youth and the political leader?
It's designed for that.
Lalu sama dia kan aku, bena point right. Mana ko, yen right as trial and because you have to start talking about this upcoming election. Because the mandama is the bigger, can happen from there.
Exactly.
Even the soldiers with their guns, they did happen here. And you will be doing your different like that. So, kunega. Political party bu nekk am na time boo war a jóg pour def sa campagne te campagne bi dafa am campagne period waaye ak cooli du parti leaders problème bu munti am doo fa gis Talifa Sall doomam doo fa gis jarbaatam si bopp te xeex doo fa gis Loya Soda Darboe doo fa gis Mama Kandeh doo fa gis keneen ak keneen kan lañ faa gis the youths soo si dayee tamit 1 year 2 year dañ daa faate sa famille ñoo la nekk ak moom seen fii ña ñoo dee in politics fii yu si nga xam ne dee nañ fii in politics seen famille ba tey kenn amul leen ñoom ñoo nekk di struggle te mun naa yàlla bi the breadwinner of the family so loolu noonu te dafa am lu bëri ñu war a jàngal man dama ne woon sax waroon nañu def benn peaceful protest xam nga kii mu am na protest bu mu war a xaar pour ñëpp génn di advocate for drinking water ak yeneen ak yeneen man protest boobu bëgg ñu def mooy Gambie yéen ñëpp génn for a peaceful campaign su ko mun na def bu kenn jóg ñoom seen bopp jóg campagne si for any of them waaye mënuñu ñàkk a vote comme mënuñu ñàkk a vote nag man moo bëggoon mooy youth si nañ génn wane ne we need a peaceful election Gambie dafa ndaw problème understand ñu ni ñuy intermarrié bi one understand so parti tribe bu nekk yaa ngi marrié si beneen tribe understand te parti bu nekk sa yaay mu ngi support fii waaye mu ngi support fii man fi ma support nekk suma fan ba suma parents si foofu la ñu support suma siblings si nekkoon ne foofu la ñu support su ma waree rentee ki nga xam ne ni tey suma relative la just because of politics just because of support na parti bi man ma support parti bi dajee ci campagne jam gaalante su mun naa sama campagne bi du ma ko aim parce que su ma relative du mun a dee ba pare ma ko nekk campagne ak keneen te ak li saddest thing is ñoom political party leaders yi kuñ si elect 50% of ñi la doon support yëpp jege na sax doo leen xamaat. wala sax soo nekkee toog si ron si yooyu da ngay fàtte kay dama foofu soo ko jëlul ko ñun yuut si lu ma bëgg a mooy xamal sax daan mooy kaaru fii nii waaye lu ma bëgg a man lu ma fii mooy ñu waroon a génn wala ñu ñu nekk si social media bi advocate for what peaceful campaign peaceful election mu jee on s'en bi wii na moom mu xam ne nekk ne moom moo gën wii waaye ñi wii ñu accept defeat ba pare ñoo join bi wii na Gambia dem kanam.
So moo tax ñu ne politics am na loo gis rek am na advantage ak disadvantage. Ousseynou yow tam la.
Yeah, I just know what you started, like the advocacy part. It's good that you are talking to the leaders and all those things. This is not so negative. The people listen to you. Well, either they see as a motivator or all those. You have a big role to play. Now, all of fans are like advocacy. They go to Kuneka, sa WhatsApp status, sa WhatsApp video, you just claim to continue, like you don't see that it's a serious thing about. You advocate for a peaceful election, a good election, transparent election. Election also, we have to understand that politics is a way, but God decision also is another way. You understand? So looking at the political history of Africa, sometimes you think it's Hussein, or Lamin. I don't know if they've been Babu that come back. So we understand it. So with that, then I want to be inspired and emphasizes. They can be the talk so much so that I can't do it. Bringing the police, singing it, and they're going to keep going. Because it's not now, you're not going to get the police. Kiyan no program no yan no more edifice no more it's more negative they are opposite so they don't know. So this country is so small. So anything we are doing, the first thing is which is paramount is peace. Make sure we don't get death. The person we are looking for, all comes out yourself, one brother, as one leader. So if we all do that way, we all advocate for a peaceful election. But I have that opportunity to make an inspiration we want to start. We I think 29 May. We can then register for Gambianism, start off for the country. But actually, the man sign Dhaka, Madam for the service. Another day, it's probably we all want to for them. We separate way. nga dem kii sa parti bi yow sa parti su wéy nga xam ne dogalu yàlla la waaye dañoo tuddee élection jeex na ñu boole liggéey réew mi mu dem kanam ñu xaar ba next élection ñu commencé defe naa I think that's so many.
After all, it's a win-win
It's a win-win situation.
So you get a win, you know it's Gambia. Okay, di leen fàttali yéen a ngi seetaan li nga xamante mooy Eco fii si kër gi ak Kaddija. Su ko soo am ñaari interview yi leen am wan mooy loolu demoon nañ seeti tam ñeneen interview ne yeneen am yow Gambians tamit ñu dem seetaan ak ñooñu tamit ñu dellu si plateforme bi balaa suma gani di tàggatoo jërë ngeen jëf.
My name is Babu Isar, the coordinator and founder of Team Leadership and Public Speaking.
Thank you so much, Babuka. So we're from a couple of days in Kaddija. So today we came to the college today to ask around the youths of the Gambia, pertaining our topic of discussion, which is political system of the Gambia today. Is what do you think is the main cause of political violence in the Gambia here?
Yeah, I would love to dribble on the oceans of that topic, and that is the causes of the political violence in the Gambia. One of the causes is tribalism, as I was just saying not long ago, and then the second one is education itself. People are not aware when it comes to political stability. And the final one again is effective communication, as communication is a key when it comes to politics.
It is very clear, tribalism and all. What was the next point?
We have tribalism, the second one was education, that is political awareness, and then the third one, that is effective communication.
Thank you so much. So as a youth, we are the leader of tomorrow, of course. So what do you think can be the solution to reduce this political violence in the nation?
First of the first solution is we need to recognize that we are Gambians, and then we have Gambian problems and we need Gambian solutions. And then the other thing that is we need to know our right and then respect our responsibilities. If you don't know your right, then you will not acknowledge your responsibility, and then where your right stops, that is where someone else's right starts. And then we continue. We have to respect diversity. It is normal for us to be in different tribes. No matter the tribe, no matter where you are from, no matter where you live, we are all one people, one Gambia, one nation, and that is it.
Thank you so much, Baruka. So, let's say if you had the chance today as a public speaker, what would you say to the youths of the Gambia of how they perceive the political system in the Gambia today, and what would you say to the government today?
The first thing goes to the young people. They are the majority because, as it is frequently said, 60% of the population of the Gambia is directly controlled by the youths. So we need to acknowledge that politics itself is not violence. During politics we can campaign, we can have fun, and that is it. After politics, all of us need to go back again and support the person who is in power, and that is it. As young people, let us not be fooled when it comes to political discussions, when it comes to political suicide, because politicians themselves, their sons and daughters are not even around. So you as a young person, you should acknowledge that I am a young person, and then you should be an exemplary young person. So that is it. Let us respect that we are young people and participate. When it comes to politics, we have to participate because we are young people. But we should not adventure into violence, crimes, or dispute when it comes to politics.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Can you please tell us your name?
Okay, my name is Musa Jaju.
Are you a student of the Gambian College?
Yeah, indeed. I'm a student of the Gambia College.
Okay. Thank you. So we're from a couple of days in Kaddija. So today we are going around in the Gambian College to ask around our topic of discussion, which is political system in the Gambia. So we would like to ask you the first question, that is, what is your political analysis in the Gambia here?
Well, thank you very much for that wonderful question. And then, when we talk about politics, first of all, politics is not a life and death issue, but instead it's a competition of ideas. You see, politics all about competition of ideas. You know, it's not about provoking or bullying one another. It's just bringing good ideas together and then moving the country.
So please, can you tell us how will you analyze the political system in the Gambia today?
Okay, thank you very much. It is a pleasure to meet you people. Like I said earlier, my name is Tamji Sala, a student of the Gambia College School of Agriculture. I'm doing my high diploma in agriculture finally. So it is very important to actually analyze the political situation of the country. When what we are embarking on, that is 2021 presidential election. It is something that is worrying, and more particularly the youth of this humble nation, that is the Gambia, because we've known that the youths are actually the 60% of the population comprises of the youths. So we taking part in politics, it is incumbent and it is fundamental upon all of us as concerned youths of the Gambia. So we taking part in politics is general, but then the political situation in the Gambia is something that, the atmosphere is not welcoming. If I'll grade it, because it's not welcoming in all aspects, in how the political sentiment and how we actually structure our political parties. We've known that most of these political parties, we can realize that it is more of tribal politics than all the collective interests of the general public, that is the masses. So the youths, I am having some advice that actually I need to put across to the youths, that is like, let us not actually be convinced or consumed by politics. We all need to take part in politics, but we actually need to know how we embark on political issues.
A question we have right now. This is the opportunity for you guys to send your message, be it the youth or the government in general. Thank you.
Gambia is for all, therefore for any individual, therefore for any political leader, because there are political leaders before these people and they all gone now. There was a president before this president, he is no more ruling. So, Nicky Lord Defrek, Masante Guru Ngai Go, Yushina, Marina Wahabi Moy, Nengis Gambia, Demna Chicana, Costa, Angona, Waka Money, Sinting up the new cost of the Moy, Sinting up, use of a lady, Sinting up soon for the areas of the community. So, you have been from the community scene.
Okay, I think I concur with him. Like what we said, politicians go and come, presidents goes and come, but the Gambia is still here. So you know if they mention like you know if they go and area that go and let them can you the Gambia. So go on what remain is permanent. I think it's good that you safeguard. So the young people, election is coming, go and register. Cast your vote, but let's do it in a very peaceful and harmonious way. After all, it's a win for the entire Gambia. Peace.
Yeah, and it's our right to vote. So, did you opportunity to thank Samurai, because the thanks King and Sofa. Shout out to you, Daddy, for supporting me. Thank you so much. The thank you, behind the scene, King Usman Get. Thank you so much, Monica Camera. The thanking my father, so much, my makeup artist, we write Momon Gism, Karamina Gizim, and Yemo, the thanking to Absane, because did it appear with it. Yalagina Arla, take the CEO to do the thanking Usman Wari Moment, team of Kaddija Sila Boka. The thanking Musa Sani Borom I-Tech Innovative, more sitting remove Makuti, at some of the cups you have you go use Phoenix and we go on see giving me this opportunity to talk to what at me Gambia. Because the concept of this program is to society what we're going to day-to-day activities. Little more your program, little more support and because I know Gambia take the source and talent Gambian si gis li nga xamantene moy nobu ci gannaaw ñun ñu fasiyene diko indi fi ci plateforme bi waxtane ko ñepp xamne Gambian si war bu doon ci so dina wax jere ngeen jep mu ngeen na dem ci suñu YouTube bi ngeen subscribe fofu nonu so da tay bi ko ci ci kër gi ngeen def space ak Kaddija di ngeen gis am yi nga xamantene moy suñu YouTube bi mu ngeen na dem suñu Facebook bi tamit ngeen like fofu tamit ngeen dem suñu Instagram bi dem suñu Twitter bi jere ngeen jep ba benen